warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Aku praktijk penulis in Urdu, in Arab, pag-uus ka mo sa pag-uus ito. Shows of Amerika. Yung sa Buddhas, sa Pandy. In last fire ba lang natin na nawagila dito. In guidance, that hukum masih suci berinari yesterday nila pas nung waited Makkah sa Madinah. Like yung wait nila minds that nila sa point yan na kahan Makkah sa Madinah. But how come pas yung Buddha suci berinari? How come pas dili sa Al-Jilani dito? How come? Kasi nung waited Makkah sa Madinah. But how come Allah so different in Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? I mean, it's kind of leave this for Imam as a family, as a home full than busy believers. Therefore, the miracle from this city has its by people. Because Abu Pandy means a Pandy land hukumat. 99% manala itong wikalan Madinah to me. But Allah, it habit with Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Guys, it's important is hukum Allah habit. Niban khani Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam ki suspos maka nusin. Because once you do it khan di body was after. So, bukan usman Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Usman Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam bidi had, bidi puro kanya. O nauda sa puro niya, suwasila kan Islam ni anak, ginadrupa nila mas, sukan nila Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How come you're looking for the Nabi? Spoil your love for ay nagkabutin, wala nila buwan. It's because you're I'm from all of us here. We have already been part of that nur of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is the highest, what we call in the conscious world, that is the highest accurate goal that a human civilization could ever have reached when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought into the conscious world this eternal being, this eternal being. When I see Khalifa Ali, on his study, I know he's trying to get into that aggregate of the reality of where this conscious decides that all of humanity has to find that eternal peace. We are all searching for that immortality. That's what we are here for. If we can't find immortality, we're wasting our time. Allah's wasted his time to bring us into the world because that is what we are here for. So the aggregate, the conjure to bring you into that reality of permanency is to find Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but not in physical. There's no such a thing as physical. The reality that you see now doesn't exist. This is all, the crux of this fiction, of the crucifixion, is that it is illusional, it's deceptive. Because how can you live in 1 minute and then you die, and then you still believe you're still alive? So you got to come through, you got to break through that veil. You got to come to the other side of the reality. That's why we hear, we all worry, what's going to happen in the cover? What's going to happen with it? But the problem that we're sitting with is here, is that we need to understand why we love this human being that was once upon a time on earth in a physical, but none of us that has ever been on the planet for the last 1,000 years, and that it will be for the next 30 years will never see. So now we must become practical, because you know what? Our children are starting to hallucinate about this now. Because they are thinking now, how are these people making so big fuss on someone, and there is no relativity here, there is no connectivity here. You gotta bring it closer, otherwise you're gonna lose reality. Making the difference is nice, but preaching it with a new digital bionic civilization that is coming in is very important. Otherwise, you need to feel it. Now, when I come here, I like coming to Khalifa, these guys, because you feel it, guys. We feel it. And whilst it is still a feeling that is alive, it means that there is contact with something you cannot see. And that's what we need, because when we can't feel anymore, guys, we dead. And when we dead, we truly not going to wake up again, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Innaka mayyitun wa innahum mayyitun." Most of us at this moment in time, we come here dead, guys. We come here hallucinated, spelled in delusion, trying to wake up to the reality of seeing this earth for what it is. Okay? So we go through our stages of our infatuation, and we go through the different metamorphoses to finding who our true self is. We're searching for self here. Okay? Allah says, وَمَا خَلْقُكُمْ وَمَا بَعْثُكُمْ إِلَّا كَنَفْسٍ وَاحِدَةٍ. MashaAllah, tabarakallah, what I discovered with Allah's qudra, nothing big. You see the word Arab, Ain, Ra, Ba. I'll tell you what these forefathers that had very little knowledge, but they were much better human beings than us with the PhDs and our masters today, okay? In the condition that civilization has become now, in comparison to those people 40 and 50 years ago, that was real people. We can't in artificial world, okay? So what we need to come to terms with is, what is it that they knew that we can't see today, okay? So the word Arab, Arabi, yani inna anzalnahu Qur'anan Arabiyyan. This Arabian is not a nation, people. Don't get yourselves miscalculated to think that the greatest of the greatest, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, had an oversight to have only given it to a small percentage of humanity, and Allah completely omitted 99% of civilization. Not possible. Not possible. Our children will claim that Allah is a racist God. Okay? You got to think further than that, because this Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was not Arabic, he was organic. Organic means he was spiritual. There is something much greater than our physical. Once you wake up from the dead, like if you can't feel, if you're on earth for the last 50 years and you do not know who Allah is, you don't know where Jannah is, you don't know where Jahannam is, it means you're still dead. Okay? You are made. Because you can't spend 50 years on this earth and not know how to find the Jannah, not know how to use Allah, have not made anybody think. You have been hallucinating about something that is not real. Okay? Because that is the truth, people. The biggest problem you have as a civilization is you are feeding yourselves with lies so that you can sustain the lie all the time. Because the most difficult part of this whole orientation of reality is to accept the truth. The truth is what we're searching for here. Okay? So, when you are given what we call the ayn is the eye. When you have opened up the third eye, the eye that is going to be your permanent light throughout the darkness that will always reside, that is when you're going to find what comes out of the ayn? The Ra and then the Ba. What is the Ra and the Ba? The Ra. The ayn will open and see who the Rabb is. If you haven't find the Rabb by now, after 50, 60, 70 years, you're on the wrong path. You're totally on the wrong methodology. Okay? The emotions is one. But the fact that you open up that eye, guys, you know, that eye is a very important eye in our lives. So the ayn that Allah specifically placed there on the Rabb, Arabi, Rabbi, Arabi, is for you to open up the eye. Again, I'm saying, if you are believing in the Jannah and Jahannam, and you don't know until now that Jannah and Jahannam is not physical, that it is spiritual, it is mental, it is in your conscious, then you are in a deep spell. Okay? That is what we are searching for, that is what we are getting into in this earth. Okay? That feeling. And then last week, you are in Ramadan, mashallah, the 9th month of the 12 months of Islam, or as we endorse, and therefore you are specifically expected to be born in the 9th month. 'n vrou die geboorte in die 9de maand van die jaar. Kom met Allah in die 9de maand en kom Ramadan, dat die moeilijkheid opgaan, broers, sisters. Dat ons kan het nie sien as net ons een liste en dat ons niet kan gemaakt worden om te denken wat andere mensen denken. Die liefde is niet van wat andere mensen denken, is van wat zij voelen. Nou, jullie moeders van die kaart, hulle het goed gevoeld. Hulle was goeie mense, hulle was spiritual mense, hulle was diep mense van die land. Hulle was lief vir die Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because die Nabi was lief vir hulle. Sy kan nie lief vir die Nabi is as Nabi nie lief is vir jou. And that was the relationship that their children today was inheritance and is of that love which was in the hearts of their mothers of this life. People, you can't love the Nabi because you pay for it. Cover of that. You are given that by Allah as a waqf. If you have sincere love for that man, Allahu Akbar, as Rasul, then you must know it wasn't because of you. It's because of your forefathers. It's your ancestors that qualified you to know who is the Nabi. Because in one particular order, when the Nabi was on the earth, the forefathers that you come from had been parallel on that same time and on that same conscious lake. And that is how they brought it down onto your paradise and into your presence. So, mashallah, I want you to think a lot about your parents. Don't feel this low esteem. Really don't feel that low esteem. A lot has happened in this country, in this city, but you need to understand that your forefathers had great hands in the Barca, among the Ahlul Faith, among those who are reciting what we call in the Faith to the Izzah. Okay? MashaAllah, tabarakallah. So, thank you very much to Allah for his kindness and for hosting these beautiful shows. Allah God accept it and shukran jazilan and come to Kalimat. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.